I am Owen of Adventure and Lifestyle, and we've learned the hard way that every stop on an RV trip has a purpose. We're going to talk to you about the different purposes for each stop and how they relate to what kind of campsite you book or whether you book a campsite at all, and how long you plan to stay in the area. Okay, before we go on with the video, this is Editor Owen, and I needed to stop the video to explain to you a few things. First of all, it's kind of presumptuous. You don't care what kind of stops we make on our videos. If you watch our channel, you probably care about the types of stops that you're going to be making. But more than that, I think you may be a lot like us in that, you guys watch us. We watch a lot of other YouTube video creators as well. And you know what? Their trips, they always look epic. They always look perfect. They always look like, wow, how did they get to see that? And the truth is, when you go out and do your trip, it probably doesn't end up that way. And when we show a stop, a lot of times we don't show the stops that suck because, well, it's just not good content. But what I hear from you guys when I meet you is, well, we don't do this. We don't get the same thing out of going to Yellowstone, or we don't get the same thing as you when we go to this national park. The truth is, you probably do. It's just that as a video creator, it's our natural tendency to try to show you the best things, to try to show you the things that we think are going to make the video really, really good. And all these guys are doing exactly what we usually do, which is show the highlights, make it look great, make it look fun. But the truth is, as you'll see when we start talking about all these stops that we usually do on a trip, there's usually only one or two epic, bucket-worthy stops that you're going to make on any journey. The rest of them serve a purpose. Every stop serves a purpose. I'll come back after we talk about this and share a few more thoughts about how this all fits together as one big puzzle. But now, let's go back in time to the video where Lynn and I are going to talk to you about the stops on a trip.
A lot of times you're on a long trip, so the purpose could be just to stop overnight, like at a Cracker Barrel or a Harvest Toast, and just stop and, get up the next morning and keep on driving.
There's also a part of that that's almost the same, but sometimes, like if you drive to, say, New Brunswick and you try to get there in 2 days, when you get there, you're not really at a destination, but you kind of need to rest a little bit before you go try to explore something and have a good time.
Yeah, so you might want to stay for a couple of days, just resting and doing what you need to do to kind of get ready for the next leg of the trip.
Sometimes we plan to do that, and we wish we hadn't. I can remember one time when we went to Alaska, we beelined all the way across until we got to South Dakota, and we went to Custer State Park. And we thought, well, when we pull into Canada and cross the border, we thought, we'll have to stay there for 3 or 4 days so we can really enjoy Jasper. But what we found ourselves doing that very first night was wishing we were getting up the next morning and making it to Jasper and to Banff and doing that. So sometimes it's hard to do that. But if you're really, really tired when you get to that place you're going to, those first couple of days sometimes can just be wasted because you're either cranky and upset, you're so tired that you can't enjoy it. And, it's just really hard to give it your all when you're so worn out from driving that far.
True. Another purpose you can have is adventure. We want to go somewhere great, like this fall, we want to go out west and go to Yellowstone. So that's a big purpose, and that's the one that we look forward to the most.
It is. So maybe that's why everybody travels in an RV. It's centered around some type of adventure, some kind of fun. And not every stop can be fun. You can make it a little bit fun, but not every stop can be fun.
Along the way, it's not always going to be fun to get there, but try to make it fun.
Hopefully you pick spots that you really, that you gravitate towards and you really like, and something you really want to see. Like for us, going out west, it's a tremendous long drive. We're probably going to drive 8,000 miles to get there and back.
Yeah.
It better be good for 8,000 miles.
It will be.
It will be. Trips can also be centered around something else. We call it escaping. Whether it's escaping like we did in the last video, really, really hot weather, or like when we escaped cold weather to go down into Florida. Sometimes you could be escaping boredom of being at home and feeling like, okay, it's time to go see something, it's time to go do something. And sometimes we'll use our RV to escape a storm that's coming. In other words, if it's going to be a hurricane that's close and it could hit, and we can drive 3 hours over the mountain and get to a safer place, you'll see us doing that a lot of times. So
another purpose that you might have to travel is to go see family and friends. And we've done that a lot. You know, we've went to family weddings, we've went to, you know, to see friends along the way, you know, as far as going on a long trip. If there's friends along the way, we definitely try to stop in and see them.
Yeah. Or we'll meet them halfway.
Yeah.
Or we'll meet them at a place that's convenient on their trip, because, you know, a lot of times we'll meet someone on a trip and they may be driving all the way to the West Coast, and we don't mind driving a little out of the way to do our part to go see someone like that, John and Deb. And many times, you know, my mom, who we're lucky that she's still with us, and we're lucky that we get to see her, but it's an 8-hour drive to go see her and come home. And so you're really tired when you do that. So a lot of times we'll take the RV and stop and see her on the way down to somewhere, and then stop and see her again on the way back. And it just really works out well.
It does.
And what about grandkids too? You guys have seen us.
Oh yeah,
You've seen us camping with our grandchildren.
Yeah.
They love camping, and they're off today on another grandkid trip up into Pigeon Forge. And of course, we're not going, but that's one of the reasons you can use an RV, and your purpose would be totally different if you're centered that part of that trip around family.
Yeah. The last couple of trips that we've been on, we've been testing this RV. So, and, you know, testing it to see if it's going to work for a long trip. So that's another purpose, is making sure that your RV is going to work for you, that you have it dialed in, and it's perfect.
That's perfect.
So,
that's just awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not just the RV.
Right.
Like this time we're bringing a freezer that's in the back of the truck. I don't know why I looked over there, because right over there it is. Like this time we're bringing a freezer that's in the back of the pickup truck that we're using to keep frozen food ready to cook, because we find that when we're home, we do a lot of that. We'll buy things in bulk, and then we'll get it out, thaw it out, and cook it that night. We kind of want to do the same thing on a trip, but I don't know if you've seen the freezer inside of the refrigerator in the base camp, but
it's really little.
It's small. That puppy's
you can't
small.
get much in that.
You also might want to be testing out new lights that you use at your campsite, or it doesn't have to just be the camper. It can be your way you're building a campfire, or
how you pack the back of the truck,
or the bedding you use. You know, we just got back from our trip to go to Roan Mountain.
He didn't like the bedding.
I did not like it. It was not comfortable. You know, you get used to what you have at home or what you've had on the previous trips, and we both got cold. We both, I don't know, you were okay with it, but to tell you the truth, you know, we had the air conditioning on, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and she'd gotten up and got one of the big towels and was laying under the blanket and the towel. So, you know, it gives you a chance to test things like that before you commit to a long trip, because, you know, like we're going out west. If we don't have the bedding corrected by the time we leave, we could throw away what we have, stop and buy something else.
Yeah.
But if it's something big, like a freezer for the back of the truck, you know, we need to solve that before we leave. And sometimes, like the trip we're on now.
You're an eagle.
You're an eagle. I did too.
Yeah.
Hey, wildlife. That's one of the things we left out. Wildlife.
All right. We
Like
like to see
sometimes you go
wildlife.
to
But that's
Alaska.
part of adventure.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And sometimes a stop or a leg of a trip doesn't have to be just one of these things. Sometimes it can be multiple of these things. Like, for example, this time, we want to test out new helmets for our bikes that are in the back of the truck, but we want to have some fun and some adventure, so we're going on a really long bike ride in a few minutes. And we want to test out, can we talk to each other with these new Sena headsets that we have? That's a good thing. And it's a stop to a national park that we're going to tomorrow.
Yeah. But we're not going to show that in this video.
If family and friends show up, crap,
Hey.
it'll be like all of them
Maybe
almost.
maybe we should like try to get all of them in one.
It's always cool to be able to look back on one of the videos we created before I release it, because I realized the things that we didn't say that we should have. And I made a little note here. There are some things that we left off. Spending time together. That's a really cool thing that happens when you're out on the road and you have less distractions, so you get to spend quality time together. Working in an area. Some of you travel and a stop may be that you need to work there. We've met a lot of nurses that go out for 3 to 6 months and they'll live in an area. Believe it or not, Lynn and I started RVing because we needed to be able to stay in an area long enough for me to be able to sing in that area, especially when we went down to Florida for those first 5 or 6 years during the winter. Another one, and we throw this away all the time because we're retired, but just because you're retired doesn't mean you don't want to go on vacations. Sometimes we'll go on vacation. Earlier this year, before we started the channel back, we went to Myrtle Beach for more than 2 weeks at a time at a vacation area, a resort for an RV park. We had a blast, but it was just a vacation. You might also find, like us, that sometimes you need to go to the hospital because of a loved one or because someone in your family is sick, and you want to stay close to the hospital. Our RV is served as an escape pod to be able to stay at a hospital when a family member was there for longer than just like 1-day visits. And we left off another one that's pretty important: bucket list destinations. I think most of the trips that we plan, and I bet a lot of yours are as well, are wrapped around bucket list places that you want to go. For us, Yellowstone, Yosemite, Alaska, Newfoundland, all those things are just bucket list destinations. But you can't forget the fact that when you're at that bucket list place, you're probably going to act differently and you're probably going to do things a little differently. And I'm sure there are 10 to 20 more reasons. In fact, just like there are many, many different ways of traveling, many, many different RVs, there are many, many different ways of stopping while you're traveling. And you probably have things that you do that we don't do, and that's okay. And we hope you'll share that with folks down below and let them know. Something that hit me pretty hard as I've been watching this and putting it together is I don't want to just tell you guys that everything is perfect. And I don't want our channel to be just like every other travel channel where you don't see the bad days. And I think we try to do that, and we have tried to do that in the past. It's easy to get sucked into trying to create National Geographic videos that don't show the bad things. But I don't think that portrays a really perfect picture of what traveling in any kind of RV is like. It's just human nature to look at other people doing something and say, they're better than me. When the truth is, when Lynn and I talk to people when we travel, we always meet someone every single stop that's better at doing this than we are. They just don't have a channel, but they're much better at planning a trip, or they're much better at knowing when to go during the season and when not to go. They're much better at picking a route. We just have a channel and you see us do that. So if all those little stops serve a purpose, then why do we put so much pressure on ourselves to make every stop an epic stop? I wish we could stop doing that, because you know what? It makes it really, really stressful to travel. It's better just to understand that, you know what? This is just a sleeping stop. I'm tired, I'm just going to sleep. This isn't a bucket list place, so I'm just going to stop here and do a little hike. This is the bucket list place. And speaking of bucket list places, we're just a few days away from leaving for one of ours, Yellowstone. And I've got to get back to work at that. We're glad you watched the video. We're glad you're part of our journey. See you down the road.